All right, first warm-up question. So what are you going to do this fabulous weekend with the great weather?
Weekend. Hopefully going a long bike ride.
Great.
Yeah.
If you could move this way just a little bit. Okay.
And how much of me are you shooting? So
Just your head. Your head. So you can
okay.
you can
I can do
whatever
whatever I want to do with
yeah,
my hands. Okay.
you can give me the finger. So why is it important for people to get involved in the movement to cut poverty? Why is it important for you to get involved in the movement to cut poverty?
Well, I'll say at a macro level, America has always been a land of opportunity, and it's been a land where people, if they worked hard and did their best, had an ability to move up into the middle class and beyond. But I'd say that over the past 40 years, the economic data suggests that there's a lot less economic mobility in this country. And we're dealing with multiple generations of people who've been born into poverty and have stayed in poverty and are unable to escape it. And when you live in poverty, it means that not only are you living, not only is your economic situation terrible, but it also means that your life is shorter. And your health outcomes are much worse. There's a lot of evidence now, it's in the social determinants of health, about how people's zip codes actually have a bigger effect than their, what's the word? Sorry, let me come. So you're going to edit the heck out of this, right?
I
Okay.
guess.
Yes, okay. So the research that's coming out of public health departments is showing that people's zip code actually has a bigger impact than their genetic code. That if you look at the genetic, people's predispositions through what they've inherited from their parents in terms of medical conditions, have a lower influence than actually the neighborhoods that people are growing up in. And that when you're surrounded by poverty and dealing with neighborhoods that are unsafe, dealing with neighborhoods where you're subjected to constant stress, dealing with neighborhoods where the air is not healthy to breathe, dealing with schools that are having poor educational outcomes and not really being able to provide the quality education and supports that kids need to grow and to flourish, that if you lived in the flatlands of Oakland or the hills of Oakland, a person born with the exact same genetic code will live 10 years longer with better health outcomes being born in the Oakland Hills and being born in the Oakland Flatlands. And that's fundamentally an equity issue. It's a justice issue. And it's something that should concern all of us because it means that people don't get equal opportunity in this country.
And what do you hope to contribute to the movement personally and with your organization?
I'll answer that. So I'll expand on what I was saying just for one more second, too.
Okay.
That I do think collectively, there's also a growing body of research that shows that the widening inequality that we have actually makes us all less secure and less healthy. That this isn't the kind of situation where the wealthy and well-off can just wall themselves away from these problems, but we need to have shared prosperity for everyone in this country. So what can I do personally about this? I can, one, continue to do everything I can in my role as a foundation CEO to shine attention on these issues, to make sure that my foundation strategies around economic security, around community organizing, and around education are things that really are evidence-based and are moving the needle and having the impact that they need to have. So we're making smart investments. And that also I can join with other like-minded individuals in a collective impact strategy to really think about how working together, we can actually amplify our impact and integrate our activities to really be able to, I believe, we can meet that big, hairy, audacious goal of reducing poverty 50% in 10 years. We need to do it. We need to do it from a social justice perspective, but we also need to do it from a self-interested perspective. If we're not making our education systems, our health systems, and providing opportunities for jobs and economic opportunity for the next generation of Californians, our state is going to continue to deteriorate and fall apart and fall behind and not be competitive up the road. So both at a moral level, there's a responsibility. The fundamental moral test of a society is how it treats those who have the least, as well as a purely self-interested call. I want to be able to have a country where everyone has an equal chance, and that the future generations are competitive and can pay the taxes that will continue to support retiring generations and provide the benefits that we all need.
Great. Now, you've sort of already answered this, but I'm just going to ask it in a slightly different way. You talked about working together, collective impact work. Why is it important to partner with United Way?
To me, there are real limitations to what my foundation, working on its own, can do. I mean, I think we can do a lot, but the value of coming together with like-minded individuals and organizations underneath United Way's leadership and sort of coordinating ability is that we can operate from a common framework, we can prioritize strategies, we can look at how we can align resources, and really leverage one another's strengths and leadership to make a bigger difference than we can working on our own. I think if we look at this, I mean, poverty is a multifaceted, complex issue. My foundation has more of a focus on economic security issues, but primarily through workforce development. But we know schools are fundamental. We know that neighborhood safety is fundamental. We know that businesses and employers and the job creation side of this is also really critical. And so the faith community and volunteerism and how do people get supported? I mean, when people are falling on hard times, where do they go first and foremost? Friends, families, churches. They go to community. And so we all have pieces of this, but we're not all working together in a coordinated way. And so there's a huge opportunity for us to combine our resources in an aligned way to sort of mutually reinforce one another's activities and really move the needle on poverty.